Chuck Wilson, Bootlegger Guitar. This is video 2 of our series, Who and What is Bootlegger Guitar? How do I design guitars? They start out as a concept, something as simple as a drawing, and then we discuss it. My builder, my partners, my engineers, we go back and forth with different ideas off of my original concept, and that can take months of discussion, arguing, redrawing, to get to a point that between myself, the engineers, and my team, that we like the guitar, that we're happy with the representation of what the initial idea was. Don't think there's too many models that can be built today that haven't had some reminiscence of a guitar built like from the 40s, 30s, 40s on till today. So it's real hard to come up with a new design completely, but we definitely look at the history of guitars and look at modern guitars to come up with, we feel, like fresh designs, fresh ideas for today's modern guitar players, from both vintage style looking guitars to very much modern style guitars now, like our Royal, our soon-to-be Absinthe, and our, of course, headless line of the Ace and Spade guitars. So we are still paying homage to our original vintage style designs, but we're also very progressive and fresh. Now my builder, Mr. Ken Kim in Seoul, Korea, great man. He owns Muse Incorporated in Seoul. I met him at NAMM. We both share the same passion and love for guitar and music. And I was building guitars out of different factories until I met Mr. Kim. And then I made the commitment and the decision to build 100% out of my Korean partner, Muse Inc. It's both quality motivated, it's both business motivated, but it's also motivated by the fact that I will only do business with a country that I feel good about having a solid business relationship with. We source our parts out of Korean manufacturing companies as well as American manufacturing companies. So we do our best to avoid buying any parts out of China. It's sometimes impossible that some things like maybe a transistor or a resistor or a cap or what have you needs to be bought out of a China company, but we do our best to source US and Korean parts. Amplifiers. Back in 2012 to 14, I started researching Chinese-built amplifiers. Before I opened Bootlegger Guitar, I bought a few. Started working with changes with these different companies, and I came up with the original Blues 15 and Blues 30 amps. They were good amps, China-built amps, very affordable. Guys loved them, gals loved them. But then I made a decision, I no longer wanted to be a part of supporting Chinese companies. So I started discussing that with Mr. Ken Kim, and he said that indeed we can start manufacturing amplifiers out of his factory in Seoul. So we are now building both 1530 and soon to have a 5-watt tube amps. There's no reason for me to build solid state amps. If you want a computer amp or a MIDI amp or the latest technology new amp, plenty of them out there. We're players. Our amps are for gigging musicians, garage bands, guys that love making music in their garage, bedroom, living room. They want a pure analog tube crunch sound. That's what Bootlegger guitar amps provide.